Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about how Carol could fit into The Ones Who Live. Let's talk about it. Okay guys, so we all know that a while back Gimple hinted that, or talked about a character from the main Walking Dead show appearing in The Ones Who Live. And a lot of people thought it was, they talk about Morgan, and I have a lot. I think we've been it's been hinted at, from the book, The Art of War, and I'm sure you know all of these things. You've probably seen them in previous videos. You may have even seen them in my video, but the book and Michonne referring to the bow staff as her weapon, and then seeing her use a staff in episode 4. So it's been really hinted that it could be Morgan, but we're going to talk about what if it's Carol and how could that work. And I'm going to tell you the ways that I could see Carol potentially coming into The Ones Who Live. Okay, so the first way that I could see this working with Carol being in The Ones Who Live would be that, so I've theorized that Rick and Michonne are going to kill Jadis in episode 5. I think that when that happens, Rick knows that if Jadis dies, there is a file that will tell people in the CRM about Alexandria, and his home will be in danger, the kids will be in danger, all the people that he loves will be in danger, because he doesn't know that they're actually at the Commonwealth. So I've theorized that that's going to happen, and that Rick will go back to the CRM, and he'll send Michonne, or Michonne will go on her own. She will not go back to the CRM. She will go to Alexandria to try to warn everyone back home about what could happen, just in case Rick can't get this done. So, of course, if Michonne goes back, she's going to see Carol, because Carol she stayed at Alexandria to kind of run things the way that I remember it. That's the way that the final episode ended. I believe that Carol was at Alexandria, and a lot of the other characters were at the Commonwealth. Now, if I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comments. I know you will. You always call me out when I'm wrong, and when I'm wrong, I need to be called out. But that's one way that I could see Carol appearing in The Ones Who Live, and that, to me, that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I think that could happen that way. So another way that Carol could be in The Ones Who Live would be if Morgan shows up. What if we got Morgan and Carol? And they have a history together. They've been in a lot of scenes together, and they've done a great job in the main show. So what if Morgan shows up looking for Rick, and he finds Carol, and Carol kind of gives him kind of fills him in. We may not see all of that on screen, but that could be like at the end of the series kind of thing. And so Morgan could arrive, and Carol could tell him everything that's, kind of give him the rundown on what's going on. And, maybe even Mo stay with Carol and Morgan go look for Rick. So that's another way that it could happen. And either way, if it was Michonne comes back, or if it's Mo and Morgan that come back, we could see the other half of the conversation that Carol has with Daryl in season 1 of episode 5 of Daryl Dixon. And if it's Michonne, which it could be Michonne, what if Michonne comes back and she tells Carol what's going on, and Carol decides that that's when she needs to go find Daryl, because Daryl needs to know what's going on back home, and she leaves Michonne in charge of Alexandria. I mean, because Michonne can handle running Alexandria. That, to me, that makes a lot of sense. So just as I was running my mouth about all of this, telling you all my tinfoil hat theories, and I could be reaching some, but I don't think I am. I think these are some pretty sound theories. I could also see, imagine this. We see the scene opens on Alexandria. It's a nice day, clouds in the air. There's people walking, the few people that are still there. Maybe we see some people in the garden, and then we hear helicopter blades. And people are running around because, the kids may not, they never would have known what a helicopter was at this point. There'd probably be some younger adults that wouldn't know what it was. When you think about how far this show is from, the outbreak day. And then we see Carol standing up at one of the walls and looking out at these helicopters approaching. And we don't see what happens. We hear screaming, and we know that that what Jadis had planned happens. And we don't see any of it. We just see Carol looking out at it, and then maybe that leads into her appearance in Daryl Dixon. Maybe she's talking about someone coming back, but after that, the helicopters arrive. So, that to me, that's entirely possible too. I hope that's not what happens, because I don't want Carol to have to go through that, because, Carol is one character who's seen just a lot of really bad stuff. She's gone through a lot, and I really like Carol. And, if it were to be Michonne, we it's still a long trip, from Yellowstone back to Alexandria. So we could see like a short time jump, maybe. And we could see it maybe even at the end of episode 5, we could see Michonne getting to Alexandria. And could you imagine the look on, like, what Michonne would think when she saw the seal for the Commonwealth on the doors of Alexandria? Because so much has happened and changed since Michonne was there. And you may be like me. At first, I was thinking, like, why would Michonne have to go all the way back? She really doesn't have to go all the way back, is what I was thinking. She just has to get in range of her radio. But then I remembered she had to get rid of the radio in episode 2. We haven't seen her with it. No, we haven't seen her with it. So she got rid of it whenever they found each other, because Rick had her get rid of anything that, that she had that could, lead back to Alexandria. So she can't do that. But it would be, if she had the radio, she could just get within radio range and warn Alexandria and then keep on going. But yeah, so she doesn't have the radio, so she has to go all the way back if she's, if that's the way it's going to go, if they are going to do like a thing where she's trying to warn Alexandria about what could happen. So what do you think? Do you think Carol could appear in The Ones Who Live? Because, like I said, we know that there's a character from the main show. That's what Gimple teased. Now, and I don't think it's not Jadis, because we already knew that Jadis was going to be in the show. I guess it's possible that Gimple was talking about Carl, because we did get a flashback of Carl in episode 4, and we see Rick with, like, in one of his memories with Carl. But when I think of what, about like what Gimple hinted at, I think of a character that's like still alive in the show, not a character that passed away. So, I guess it could be Carl, but I hope it's not. I really enjoyed the Carl moment, but I would like to see a character that, that we know still alive. And I can't really think of another character that would make sense other than Morgan or Carol, because everyone else is at the Commonwealth. And, I mean, you have to be realistic about it. You have to think, how would this fit into the story? And I think if it's not Morgan, then I think Carol makes a lot of sense. So how would you feel if it was Carol? Would you be let down? Would you be happy? Let me know in the comments. How would you feel if Carol were to appear in The Ones Who Live? If she were to be the character that Gimple had talked about, how would that? How do you think it'd be received? Let me know how you think you would like it. How you think the rest of the fandom would like it. So let me know all that in the comments. And do these theories make sense to you? Do you have your own theory about how Carol could appear in this show? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Well, that's all I have for you in this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button. Let's see if we can get to 200 likes in this video. And yeah, you can catch more content. You can click the box on the left, and that'll take you to my Ones Who Live playlist. Or you can click the box on the right, and that will take you to one of my most recent uploads. And guys, I'll see you in the next video.